Jump back into the buzz with Alex, Jason, and Keith.
Welcome back this morning. A little bit of cloud cover rolling on through here this morning. We'll see little breaks develop as the day goes on, but chilly compared to yesterday. Highs yesterday in the 30s, today just the teens. Just the teens. Well, chances are you've eaten a sandwich in the last few weeks, maybe the last few days, maybe the last few hours. But have you ever really thought about what exactly makes a sandwich? Here with some deep thoughts is Dr. Joel Jensen, author of the book, There Exists an X. X is a Sandwich. Hello, Joel.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
What the heck are you talking about here?
Let's look at the original sandwich first. Okay?
We can do that.
When the Earl of Sandwich invented the sandwich, he invented one of these guys. We got salt beef on bread. That's it.
That's
Nothing
a sandwich.
else. And you add anything else to this, it's not a sandwich anymore, at least in terms of how it was invented.
How it was defined
And
initially.
It was invented so that we could spend more time gambling. That's why it was invented. So you could hold your cards in one hand, not have to stop, not have to pick up a knife and fork and that stuff. That's why it's invented.
He was a gambling man.
He was a very much
like
so,
his fingers
gambled
messy.
for days at a time.
Utensils not required.
But sandwiches now, we've gone much, much further.
Yes, we have.
Right, so we want to take the logical properties of the sandwich, the essential features, essential qualities, and see how far we can push those and yet still have a sandwich.
All right.
So what I want to do for you today is make something called a Tuna Belt.
Okay.
Now, this is inspired by the turducken. You know what a turducken is?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
The duck and a turkey and a chicken all.
A turducken, you've got chicken inside a duck inside a turkey, right?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving kind of dish. Well, we're going to do a sandwich inside a sandwich. We're going to do sort of kind of sandwich stacking, sandwiches not on top of one another, but inside one another.
All right.
Okay. So it's kind of inspired by that. I want to see if the result is still a sandwich. So what I'm doing now is I'm making a tuna melt.
All right, I see that.
And that's going to be inside a chip buddy. You know what a chip buddy is?
No, I don't.
Chip buddy is a French fry sandwich.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
A sandwich with French fries on the inside.
On the inside.
All right, so you got your tuna.
We got the tuna.
You're gonna add some tomato.
We'll do tomato on a tuna melt, right?
Right.
We got American cheese we'll put on top of that.
And your cheese.
Yeah, we got it nice and yellow. We're really going to layer it on if you want a lot of this. The meltier, the better. You got a lot of bread, you want it to be gooey.
All right.
So that's our tuna melt there.
All right, so we've got a sandwich.
That's a sandwich. But why stop there? We can
put a sandwich in the sandwich.
Now I got some French fries. Put that on there.
All right.
We're going to layer a lot of French fries on there. Actually, use all these. Give that a squirt of ketchup too, right?
You have to have ketchup with French fries.
Yeah.
So as you're putting this together here, I want you to tell me, why are we doing this? What is the goal? What is what is the philosophy behind this if we define a sandwich as a sandwich or a sandwich in a sandwich?
Well, what makes up a sandwich? How do you know what a sandwich is when you see one? A sandwich is 2 pieces of bread.
Right.
It's filling.
Right.
Between the bread.
Right.
And that's it. Anything else is not going to count as a sandwich.
All right.
You got 1 piece of bread, something on top of that.
Like an open face sandwich.
Open face sandwich is a non-sandwich.
So it's an open face non-sandwich.
It's an open face non-sandwich.
All right.
Exactly right.
We're playing with linguistics here.
We're playing with linguistics. Well, see, in philosophy, what we want to do is look at the essential features of something. Usually, we talk about things like, what is a human being?
Right.
What is the nature of reality?
Right.
But here we want to just apply it to sandwiches. And what we get is that some things that we normally think of as sandwiches, in fact, aren't sandwiches at all. For instance, look at these guys.
Oh, an ice cream sandwich?
It's not a sandwich.
Why not?
Well, look at
There's
this.
no meat in there.
There's no meat in there. It's not bread.
Oh, all right. And we have our peanut butter cracker sandwiches.
Yeah, but they're not sandwiches either.
Because there's no
Well-
bread and there's no meat. Now, how about if we...
You don't have to have meat. I mean, meat's not essential. Even though,
I tell you what, you told me that was essential.
Well-
That tuna melt has tuna in it, and that's meat. That's essential. We're defining our... So we're changing
we're going to
the
expand.
definition.
We're going to expand.
I tell you, you're blowing my mind.
So we got essential qualities that exist
All right.
at a state and time, and so for the Earl of Sandwich, we just had bread and meat. That was it.
Right.
Now we're going to say a whole lot more can go into a sandwich, but we still have to have some boundaries. We have to say some things aren't going to qualify. If you say the open-faced sandwich now counts as a sandwich because we call it that, then you're left with a situation where you've got to count pizza as a sandwich, right? Because that's bread.
Oh, that's true. That's bread with meat.
We don't count that. It doesn't seem right. We don't
Now,
count.
how does this tie all in then with philosophy and the whole purpose of your book?
We want to look at how we use language to describe our world, and want to show how really there are limits to what language can describe. Okay, so we all think we know what a sandwich is,
Right.
and we look at how how the terms we normally use to describe the world really are applied. We actually use those words in a very loose kind of way. We do, not just with sandwiches, but all kinds of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to give things clear definition, but they always kind of fall apart and break down.
I understand. Yeah. Joel, while we wrap up here, you eat that sandwich. I want to see you eat that sandwich.
You want to see me eat this sandwich?
Because we still defined it as a
All right.
sandwich. Thank you for joining us. The book, and it's a crazy book. I've started thumbing through it already. It's called There Exists an X. X is a Sandwich. It's available at Amazon.com. And you have a signing coming up, correct?
That's right.
And where's that signing?
That's at the Sandwich Bar for Peace.
Oh, makes sense, yeah.
In Northeast Minneapolis.
And when is that?
That's going to be the end of January.
End of January. All right. Very good. Thank you very much, Joel. Alex, Jason?
You know, it's a really good thing that he didn't have a big bite before he asked him those questions.
I know. Sandwich Bar for Peace. I'm all about sandwiches, and we're all about peace.
So
That's right.
why not combine the two?
That's right.